What's up, guys? You guys feeling the pain? Yeah, it's normal though. Remember to trust the charts. I finally ditched these two. Well, I guess I didn't have to ditch Upstart, but I kind of like them as a pair, but it's fine. I picked up some CG and VST. This stuff is so strong, man. I'm tempted to buy more right now, but I need to, you know, yeah, I had to temper my size right now. Moonfi. Yeah, no, I saw this, but no, not really. I don't see a lot to like about this chart. Yeah, this, okay, I mean, this was bound to happen, right? It was a fucking Israel invaded Lebanon. They're gonna get their asses handed to them like they do every time. I think I talked about Indo a few times. I mean, I just said seems like the only possible thing that might work on escalation. But, you know, I don't really like, I'm not even gonna bother trading Indo. So, why do I have, okay. Yeah, China is not going away, guys. I mean, I prefer this to have the 10-day. So I bought very small size on the dip today. Like, well, small relative to the, like 8% of my account in both of these. They're strong though, really? This is a problem? No, it's okay. What's Lunar doing? I want to buy this off the 20-day. I'll give it a shot there. And VNTX, yeah, sold above 119. Whew. Getting some fear. Because PMI, IS manufacturing PMI came in lower, but job openings. Uh, okay. Um, yeah, we're below last week's low on SPY, and the Nasdaq, right? Dow is still below. This is like for some people, this is a sell signal when this happens. I think we need to wait till end of day. This was very predictable, in my opinion. This is why, I wasn't really looking to get long crypto again. Everything is acting fine. You just gotta, have you taken profits, right? Like, are you comfortable in your positioning, etc., etc. Aklo off the 10, we found buyers, right? Yeah, these stocks are difficult to get into. It's so strong. These, I think these are going to be the best setups. I would prefer a breakdown, which I would sell my starters on the breakdown, but then find support on the 10-day. But, I kind of had to buy some here because it just looks so strong. NRG. Really? This is slower. I'd rather buy the others, but obviously this is strong. I don't know if they're nuclear, are they? I don't see anything about nuclear on their website. Did you see this somewhere? This day, September 20th. Yeah, it did catch a bid on the same day, you're right, but it did catch a day on the same, it did catch a bid on the same day, yeah. 3% ADR. I don't really love it, but yeah, I'll watch it. I kind of want to learn some more though. Yeah, Indo going. Dude, long live Lebanon. Fuck Israel. Fuck Israel, fuck Joe Biden, and fuck Kamala Harris. Dude, do you guys see what's going on in like the southeast? Like these motherfuckers sent $8.7 billion to Israel, and then when asked about funds for all these communities that have had their entire towns washed away, he said that they've given everything they could. Like, God, I fucking hate this country. And they're not showing all the damage on the news, but entire towns are gone, man. It's like Katrina level shit. How many people died in Katrina? It was like 11,000. Oh, I guess it was 1,300. Okay, but what was the 11,000 number from? Was that displaced? Oh yeah, yeah. Katrina displaced 11,000 people. And it's crazy that you have people part of that fucking like the far right crowd that are like this storm was created by Biden. It's like what the fuck, you guys? Let's draw a line here, here. No, like honestly, like this generation of Trump supporters are probably the most retarded I've ever seen because they're calling like Harris a communist, and her platform is objectively like pretty fucking far right. They got endorsements from like two to 300 Reagan era Republicans, Dick Cheney, the founder of the Heritage Foundation, right? That fucking fascist, who's the guy behind the Project 2025 shit. Like it's a far right administration versus a fascist administration. That's what the election is. It's so fucked. And I remember I like peeked in one of these discords I'm in, and there's legit people that believe, like traitors that believe that Kamala Harris is on the left. Like, how retarded can you fucking be? Like, I mean total disrespect to you if you believe that shit, because you're fucking stupid and you should know it. Anyway, you know what? I don't really do this much, but I'm gonna drop a link here. If you have extra money, donate to mutual aid in the Southeast because they fucking need it. Oh, I guess this was inevitable. I was kind of watching this for a double top short, but yeah, I'm not so good at shorting. But yeah, you would just short the breakdown here. Yep. This is gonna fail, right? The fuck? Oh, good lord. What the fuck? Yeah, who could have seen semiconductors failing? Big surprise. I think it's time to admit that this is pretty clearly distribution, right? Do you guys see it? Bitch, come on. Like even under a log chart. Well, no, it looks a little better on log. Hmm. Okay, it's not that clear yet, but I think it's giving distribution vibes now. Like the range here, right? Yeah. Uh, Channel 5, is it the older one or the newer one? Because if it's a new video, I haven't seen it, but I've seen most of his videos. I don't really agree with. Oh, okay, I haven't watched it yet. He's yeah, I mean he's entertaining, and he's better than a lot of people's takes. I do acknowledge that, but yeah, like Zionists are fucking insane. Ever watched like Abby Martin's interviews from like the way long ago, like over 10 years ago? Yeah, but I'll watch it. I like Callahan overall. Uh, what was I doing though? Oh yeah, I was gonna hold up. I just need to look at some things. What? Meta made hives? This is definitely like kind of a warning day, I would say. Like when is Eli Lilly gonna go into distribution? Is it gonna just base again? Would you prefer to vote for a better presidential candidate? It doesn't really matter. That's what I have to say. There is very, very, very little difference between the Democratic and the Republican parties. This wasn't always the case. The Democratic Party, for example, was like more centrist in like a global scale in like 100 years ago, maybe. That was like the last time the Democratic Party passed any semblance of like left policies was during the FDR administration. Like every other administration has been right wing. And if that sounds foreign to you, then I don't know what to say. I worked on his campaign actually. I used to be more of a quote unquote social democrat. Bernie Sanders is okay, AOC is a better example of this, but Bernie is an example of why effective like resistance cannot exist in America under a system in which capital is so embedded in the electoral system, right? That anything that challenges capital will be utterly destroyed. In 2016, for example, maybe you guys don't know this, but the Democratic Party blocked Bernie delegates from entering their convention to effectively rig the convention for Hillary, right? The Bernie campaign sued, and I think it was 2019. It was like a state court found that while they were correct, the DNC had violated their own rules because it's a private entity. They were allowed to. So yeah, so I worked on his campaign, and then you they uh, saw what they did to him again in 2020, where like Obama made some calls when he had a lot of momentum because he was the most popular candidate in America. It's like a lot of people I spoke to when I was canvassing who aren't necessarily very political. They were very like either Bernie or Trump because they were perceived as outsiders, right? Yes, it was. It really was. And yeah, they rat fucked him. Obama got everyone else to endorse. Got the other three candidates to drop out and all endorse Biden, right? Klobuchar, Pete, and Warren. And yeah, they prevented him from doing anything uh, useful. But I will say though, so Bernie is known for using the filibuster to block legislation. Why hasn't he done that this last year? Why? Right. What's going on? If he's really like the most pressing issue is the genocide in Gaza. And if he had any spine, he would have used all his powers to block weapons to Israel. He's done some things like, introduce some legislation and shit like that, but he hasn't done anything to the full ability of his powers as a literal fucking senator. So it makes me wonder whether he's been maybe threatened behind the scenes, something like that. If he's really true to his principles, or if he's just a sheepdog for the left. And what I mean by sheepdog is, I don't know if you guys have heard this term, but it's like, like a sheepdog is used to herd sheep, right? So gather popular momentum, like real, like take a lot of people on the left who actually are willing to probably, do things, put an effort to create change, and funnel them toward the electoral system, toward the Democratic Party. That is what his purpose is, whether it's intentional or not. Because I'll say this much: if you ever read any history book in America, not your fucking like whitewashed high school history books, like for example Howard Zinn, the People's History of the United States, is a good one to start, right? It's very clear that elections do not change things in this country. Legislation does not change things. Court ruling do not change things. It doesn't matter who sits in these positions. How things change in this country is through militant, organized resistance. The civil rights movement, the anti-war movement in Vietnam. It's incredibly evident. It's anyone with a real understanding of American history, it's just clear, right? It's so the ruling class would rather have dissent, you know, uh, be controlled and be funneled into the controlled opposition, which is the Democratic Party. So therein, someone like Bernie might prove very useful. Anyway, AOC is a much better example of this, and Pelosi too, actually. Pelosi, before she became who she is today, was an organizer for the gay rights movement, a very militant, very radical resistance, right? Like Stonewall, right? Famous riot for gay rights. And she was funneled into the democratic system, and look what she is through the Democratic Party, and look what she's turned into today. She's basically fucking a right winger, right? AOC is on fast track to do the same thing. Yeah, so long story, so it's a long-winded way to say that, I don't think that, I think that if you're serious about politics, like serious as in you want to think about things realistically and seriously, we've moved beyond the need for Bernie. It's time to it's time to think outside of to seriously bring back that kind of thinking that a lot more Americans had in the 60s and 70s. Well, I'm not even talking about communism necessarily. It's like the the radical coalitions during the civil rights movement, for example, were of a variety of different ideologies, including communists, right? Um, Montgomery bus boycott, for example, the one famous one where Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, that was organized primarily by communists in Alabama, but in conjunction with a lot of other civil rights groups, including, obviously Martin Luther King and a lot of the churches, right? The Southern Baptist churches were used, the Black Baptist churches were used to organize people for civil rights. And they weren't really ideological communists at all. They were smeared as communists by the FBI, of course. Um, yeah, it's anyway. Read Howard Zinn, I guess, if you're interested in American history. There's just there's very little point in participating in bourgeois elections. Nothing changes. Ooh. Like the minimum requirement, let's say even if you're like, if you want to call yourself a social democrat in the United States, you want to call yourself on the left at all, even ignoring the atrocities that the Biden administration is committing abroad. Healthcare, right? That's a pretty fucking basic thing to to have to fight to support and fight for if you want to be called like at the minimum baseline on the left. And the Democratic Party has abandoned that entirely. There is no left besides, various civil rights groups and militant groups, uh, socialist groups, etc. Oh wow, that actually worked. Oh, I didn't give him a reply. James has been answering my questions, my tickets for a while now. I feel like man deserves a raise. I do think that things are going to get a lot worse in America before they get better, though. It's just people are. It's so cooked here in a lot of ways. Like people are just so fucking stupid and brainwashed. I mean, even a lot of my friends, they'd rather. And I'm not blaming them for this. It's easier to focus on your own things than to think about like truly what's going on. But at some point, you're gonna have to. Maybe. Like try telling people that lost everything in the Eastern Carolinas that politics doesn't matter, right? And a lot of them probably didn't think it mattered that much. But what are they gonna do, right? You have all like the hurricane, Hurricane Helene. What country are you from? And yeah, America is fucking crazy. Yeah. Oh, you're Irish. Hmm. This is the only country in Europe that I stand. I fucking love the Irish. Although nowadays your left party is kind of it's been defanged, Sinn Fein, but but yeah, that's a different conversation. Yeah, the Irish are the only country in Europe that can really relate to, well, to the rest of a lot of the global South. Um, but yeah, this fucking hurricane, man, it's like it went from Cat 1 to Cat 4 in one day. It swept through parts, a lot of southern Appalachia and the Eastern Carolinas, or the Western Carolinas that are not built for it because they never expected to need infrastructure to withstand a Cat 4 hurricane. It made it all the way to Lake Erie with the wall of the eye still intact. And that's all from just a few degrees of warming in the oceans. This is pretty much what scientists have been talking about for decades. None of this should be a surprise, but look where we are. And Americans, and I'm guilty of this too, like I think that because I have money and I'm in the global north, that even though I recognize that climate is fucked, there's still a chance that you could become a climate refugee. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, California, we're still waiting for a big earthquake, right, at some point. Anyway, some big changes coming, guys. Should I buy some Zillow? No, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait like a good boy. I think market structure is a big one. Understanding, stage one, stage two, stage three, stage four. Like how I made my money back year one was through these kind of trades, like Nvidia. Oh wow, that was so long ago. But yeah, like Nvidia here, stage two continuation, right? AMD here. Learning what a base looked like rather than just a flag. Because I think if you just watch Chris's videos, I don't know if he really emphasizes this as much, right? I mean, he obviously knows what it looks like. Like if you hear him talk about lucid back then, he's like, this is coming out of a big range. Whereas I would call it a base. or a lot of traders would call it a base, and like things like that. Uh, but he says the bigger the range, the bigger the move. All that is right. But I think it helps to think of things explicitly as you know stages. All these bases, right? They all look very similar. It's like this double kind of this W shape, right? This double bottom. Back here. I didn't really get into this net though, but this is one of the ones I was coping about. The Moderna. Um, yeah, this one, BNTX. These are the type of trades I made my money back on. You don't have to read it though. It's talked about. What does he talk about? Reminisces on the O'Neill, Schwager, Darvis. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get the same ideas in Darvis and O'Neill for sure. But Weinstein, I think, is a little bit more explicit about it. Doesn't really matter. Examples only? Oh, is that like a PDF with just VPA exam? I read the whole like the just the regular volume price analysis textbook. I think there is a supplement. Is that's what you're talking about? And I probably looked at it. Yeah. No, I don't. My win rate is still about like 35%, I think, overall. I stopped tracking it, but when I was tracking it, it was. During the good times, it goes up to like 50% though. But that's something you'll find is pretty standard. A lot of profitable traders, it hovers about 30%ish. Yeah, he does. Chris does, Chris definitely knows themes. He just maybe I just don't think he's as clear at talking about certain things sometimes. But yeah, he annotates all his charts, right? He knows themes. He definitely knows. Is Oliver Kell? Yeah, I mean, I didn't read his book, but I have it. I read parts of it just because I was curious. Obviously, he's a pretty good trader. I know that there is one thing that I was curious about that he does a lot that I always said I wanted to look into and just never really cared for. The wick play, right? Like when something makes a big upper wick and retraces it. It always kind of seemed kind of counterintuitive to me, but I guess it works. these days I don't really I don't really go on FinTwit, so I honestly don't know. It's like it's kind of like this. I guess this would be a wig play, but maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure someone here knows better than me. I don't, I couldn't say whether it's a liquidity grab or whatever. Oh yeah, there's a stock opens in previous days with. Right. Yeah, I think he has said something like that. You want something in a hot sector. He doesn't say theme, he says sector, but it's, same thing. Cause he says, cause he's definitely said plenty of times like that's just a random flag, right? Like why are you looking at this? It's just a random flag. Oh wow, this is actually, man, dude, I do not want to be baited into buying Indo again. I traded Indo. I think I tried it. I must have tried it like here, and I got fucked on liquidity so bad. I don't think I tried it here. I think I learned my lesson. Yeah, it's way too illiquid there. I definitely didn't trade it here. Wait, no, there's no way I caught it here, right? I would have remembered that. Yeah. I caught this one time. I didn't catch this one. No, I didn't catch the, what did I catch? CI probably. Did I? I don't remember. There's some one of these oil shitcoins I traded well though. Yeah, yeah. CI I think might actually be one of the worst ones though. It's just untradeable now. Or it's delisted. Okay. Yeah. Good. But yeah, I didn't catch the big Indo move. Um, I traded oil though. I was long UCO, UCO. And those are fun times. I was staying in Portland during that time, I remember. Oh yeah, it's October 1st. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I would not have been able to catch it myself. Oh, this is so horrible. But yeah, you just buy it because because Israel invaded Lebanon last night. That's the EP. That's really it. Well, Yeah, you can buy like 5 minute highs, but you just treat it like an EP basically. That's how you would get it. I didn't I talk about this like on stream like yesterday or last week, right? I said like there might be a trade for the Middle East escalation, and it would probably just be Indo or something. Like and yeah, you just wait for some escalation. And ground invasion is an escalation. For news in general, I follow a ton of like I'm like obviously a communist, right? Like I'm not gonna lie about that. I follow a ton of like left news sites. Um, Breakthrough News is pretty good, but there's also like a lot of journalists that are like current affairs. Nathan J. Robinson, Fair, a lot of these like left accounts that will repost them. I follow. Depends on for what, right? Upstream podcast is very good. I don't listen to the podcast, but I follow them and some of their, you know, some of their accounts. More Perfect Union for union stuff. There's some other like Caitlin Johnstone I follow, although she mostly writes like essays. I follow the Blowback podcast people, right? Oh, well, it's the same, right? No, it's just right. No, I mean this is the same thing. Like this is the news I get. It's all the same. But for like, but I also follow like some of like the right wing trading news people like FX hedgers and shit like that. Uh, like I follow a lot of mainstream Western news. I follow mainstream Middle Eastern news. I follow mainstream Chinese news. Because they all have everything is biased, right? You need to. Yeah, although he's like he'll post some pro-Trump shit sometimes, which is annoying. But yeah. Um, I'm looking through my follows right now. I follow a ton of like also the Bloomberg like side accounts too. Yeah, it's annoying, but a lot of traders watch him, so I guess I do too. Um, oh yeah. The lever news, like lever was a good one. I follow Iranian news, the Cradle, that's Iran news, right? I follow Lebanese news, like for example, it's just you want to get a general idea of what's going on. Yeah, I mean, like I follow news just to follow news anyway, because I really do think that it's important to you just want to know what's going on from different perspectives. You don't want to be in like you don't want to be ignorant about things because it's not just for trading, just in general. Yeah, I follow Bloomberg Opinion, BBC Business, Business Week, Business Insider too, right? Harvard Business Review, things like this. I follow all the Chinese state media. which unfortunately doesn't post. A lot of times they're posting fucking pictures of animals. Uh, I follow Ogra Sinn Féin. I follow like the Irish left. Um, yeah, yeah. ProPublica, ProPublica, whatever, however you want to say it. Press TV is another Iranian news site I follow. Fair Media Watch is like a media watchdog, right? Media Roots News. Um, hmm And of course, AP News, right? WAPO, New York Times, Al Jazeera. Even though I hate these news outlets, I still read them. Wall Street Journal, also hate it, but I read it. Yeah. Oh no, my P&L is going down again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. Yeah. I still have like almost a third of my account in Tesla, so it kind of sucks, but I believe in the chart, right? But like, is Redfin really gonna? Come on, dude, don't close below the 20. And not a great start to October, but it's okay. All these old leaders, man, this is now like this is frustrating. This is a valid buy for sure, but yeah, you're getting stopped out. It's gonna make a new base, I think, right? Like, I think another possible scenario for things like this is retest here would be nice, right? Retest at this like 19, 20 level, and then that makes a pretty significant higher low. Bases out again. That seems likely. Or maybe it makes a higher low in the 21s at the 50 day. But yeah. And I hate to admit it, but yeah, yeah, it's tough because like you want to buy like what was the leader sometimes, but sometimes it's time to buy new leadership. So, and I don't want to admit this, but maybe these things might need the 50 day too. No, I mean I understand selling this. Uh, it bounce off the 10 day though. This is China and nuclear are the strongest themes now. Space isn't really it's still like a theme. Yeah, these are just slightly weaker, but don't sleep on this. Lunar is very much still like a trending name. this move just needs digest. It has to digest this move, right? Like this is a huge move. It like doubled, right, in about a month. Same with ASTS. This needs to digest for a while. And I fear Rocket Lab probably has to digest here too. $10 is pretty significant. Look at the congestion here. Yeah, but you know, follow your rules. But China and a nuclear, man, so good. Although I'm not in the best China names. Let's see, what are the best China names? TCTN today, non-Shiko names at least. Yeah, I guess Billy is better than I remember seeing someone said they bought it. So this is pretty good. Nice, nice. Yeah, it's very clearly building the right side of the base, right? It's like Queb, looks exactly like Queb. Oh, NetEase. This used to be a leader. It's no good. And then GDS is obviously trending. Some of these slower ones, yada yada yada. Yeah, I agree with that. Or just like, Yin and C-Web, right? The large caps. Like remember this is still the largest company. Queb just kind of hit a natural stopping point. So we should expect to see some churn here. Yeah, I do. You guys can have it. Most of these are going to be miners, which yeah, they're separated by market cap and not categories. So go through it yourself. But like Oklo, SMR, NNE, right? VST, CEG, GEV. Those are the non-miners, utilities, right? And then obviously NNE and Oklo and SMR are the ones that do the micro reactors, which is kind of like a sub-theme, and the rest of them are just miners. The two miners you have to know are CCJ, which is a Canadian miner, and this is the biggest one outside of Kazatomprom, which you don't trade, but this is the biggest miner in the world, I believe, in Kazakhstan. Because every time there's news about this miner reducing production, right? These these other miners move. And you can also track the price of uranium itself, but I don't know how important that is. There might be some more actually. I've been meaning to look into this. NLR Holdings. Yeah, yeah, week-long holiday, I know. I don't really like the sound of that, but I'm just gonna try to follow my rules. Okay, this has some things that aren't necessarily nuclear though. It has like PEG, this NLR ETF. This is electric utilities that oh it does. It is nuclear. Okay. Well, I should probably put all of these ones in here then. This large cap. Dude, man. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I only sold like 10% of my Neo position like here. Yeah. But it is what it is. And they have PCG as nuclear. I don't know if I would, whatever. Um, BWXT. Hmm. So there is like a saying that utilities like to go at the end of a bull run. Try not to think about that. I don't know if it really counts though, since a lot of these utilities are like this is going on the nuclear stuff. What the fuck was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Um, okay, so this is still well below the previous highs. Maybe PG&E does have room to go. You guys remember this, right? This was the Paradise Fire. Okay, I'm gonna check some. I'm gonna check. Do one more scan. I'm gonna call it, guys. You guys are talking about shit codes. Yeah, I'm not good at those, to be honest. I'll just admit it. Do you guys, is this important? Services PMI? It's not that important, right? And then I think we're waiting for this. And then hopefully that'll be it, right? Wait, next week. Oh no, wait, no, I forgot about this shit. God fucking damn it. Oh yeah, if they're on theme, yeah, but it's gotta be, I don't know, it's very rare that I'll take something like that. Because I lost so much money doing, I'm sure if I don't even know if you count all the shekels I traded, I don't know if I've made much money on them. I would be break even at best, maybe. But I have gotten excited about them for periods in the past. I just, it's easier for me. It's less stressful to not worry about it. But obviously, this is the one oh, what? This did it? Oh, this is the monthly, that's right. I keep going back to this. I love this setup. This is a good setup. And Chris said it was a good setup, and I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about at the time, but yeah, this is all you need. Just these two tight candles of the 10-day. We saw this again here. This kind of setup. Why are they doing it? Because they want to take your money, bro. It might not even be like the insiders. It might just be random traders that are doing it. It doesn't matter who, they're taking your money. And there's something about these thinner ADRs that trade. Uh, what do you mean? Yeah, they do. Right? They've done like this happens. Like yeah, it basically goes zero. Like pets, dogs, right? I shorted these back in the day, by the way. It was fun times. Sometimes in one day, sometimes it takes longer. I forget which one I short. I don't think I shorted dogs. I think I shorted pets. Or maybe I got both this year. There's another one, Jewel. Okay. This happen all the time. This is why you need to know what you're trading because if you're like looking at this like it's strong and trying to buy this, like, yeah, you sure, man? Right? Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it goes faster, right? Which is the one that went to, yeah, this is, yeah. Let's remove this. So be careful. Like, yeah, it's untradeable, man. Well, I mean, now it is, yeah. Man, like maybe a year ago I would have been trying to short one of these, but I don't think I don't think I want that kind of headache anymore. I have enough money that I can just swing, hope, so I don't need I don't need that headache. Oh, by the way, yeah, look at these weed stocks. They really just baited everyone. Not everyone. They baited some fucking retards. Let's set the alert though. Yeah, NNE looks pretty good. Yeah. I think I'm still gonna avoid it. I'm just gonna trade the large cap ones, but by all means trade it. It's a good stuff. It's just let's just remove these. I don't want to look at these anymore. They're so thin. Or this one I'll keep on the board. Mm, let's kill this too. Yeah, NNE looks 1227. That's a pretty good price. Yeah, I mean if you got, I assume you bought it like on this day, then you're chilling. It's been respecting the 10 day. It's trending, yeah. Well, this it trades pretty erratically. That's what you gotta understand and accept. So size accordingly. Minus 13% in one 30-minute candle. Just know what you're getting into. It's 20% ADR. You know what? I'm gonna promote this. Maybe I won't trade. It's if like the spread gets better, and for an entry, it is one of the strongest themes. Does this mean I wanna add this too? Yeah, let's add it. What is this one again? Sable offshore. I'm gonna remove a lot of these shitcodes from my two watch lists. I had to clean up this watch list later. You mean dump to zero? It's happened before. But yeah, it happens a lot on these ADRs. I don't know why. It's either some traders locking up the float, or maybe it's the insiders sitting in a room in Hong Kong. You'll see it happen less and less though, the more the mainland Chinese government gets involved in Hong Kong. Because under British colonial rule for like 99 years, Hong Kong was a very laissez-faire place. That's why a lot of these scams existed. So you could do whatever you want. For better or worse, but that's what's gonna happen. But I mean, I don't know what the worst that could happen to them is, though, right? If they are like some like saw scammers in Hong Kong, I don't think the Chinese government gives a fuck that they're scamming Americans. And it's small potatoes, right? I mean, and look at like Zach Morris and friends, right? They all got off free too, and they had the SEC on them. Indo's still going. Dude, fine, I'll put it on the list. I hate this stock so much. Um, I I didn't do much actually. I just cut a Upstart and a firm. I'm still like about 100% long. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. SEC does not care about retail. Absolutely correct. Um, I added some starters in these two though, so no, I didn't reduce that much. Oh, look, these are going. Okay, I'm not buying more yet. No, should I buy more? No, 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 not yet. Let's wait. Uh, let's wait. Let's wait. Yeah. Oh yeah, like yeah, that's what happens. This thing stays up there. But yeah, I had to cut these, even though actually Upstart looks. I just cut them because I traded them together, and I was like, a firm is going down, so I don't really want it. But I only had like slightly less than like a little less than 10% of my account in these. It's not a big deal. I don't think the buy now pay later is a great theme right now, though. At some point, though, I like this. I like SoFi thematically. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm just gonna watch what it does. I'll probably demote it later, but like right now, because honestly, I'm probably not gonna trade this today. I mean, like I'm not gonna trade it today, long or short. But I don't know. I just want to see what's going on. Is this also integrated oil? Ooh, this one is more appealing, exciting. It's new. Probably still not gonna trade it. Market cap is what, 10 million? Yeah, that's also a no trade. Never mind. But this is you guys should watch this if you like Shiko's EONR because I don't think this one is really gone yet, right? It did this back in March with what happened in March? I don't know. You can look it up. But aside from that, this was just a shit SPAC, right? Yeah, Indo is a piece of shit stock, dude. Absolutely. But hey, watch this EONR, Eon Resources, if you like Chico's. Here, let's tag the headline here. God, I want to find a real headline. I fucking hate these Western ass headlines. Like the New York Times, Israel sends troops into southern Lebanon. What the fuck does that mean? What happened? What does it mean when you send troops into another country? Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking New York Times, dude. Yeah, pretty much. Or I don't know if this is more the Iran threat or invasion. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can just use this headline. I'm probably gonna clean this up though. I need to remove a lot of the shit codes from it. And it's not like I have this like I have some watch lists categorized by market cap. This one is just kind of by sector. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay. So my P&L is not as bad anymore. I'm only slightly down. This is good. It's catching a bid where it needs to. Hit the look left level on daily, but it's not the most recent level. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really help you with that one. Just best of luck if you're gonna trade it. Yeah. It's the good thing about it, like I said, is that it's new. It has not had a big run yet, right? I don't think the one in March counts. It's like a 1 day thing. It's more new. Dude, I love this stock. I know that a lot of people bought it here. I'm so happy they're shaking out. And I've only sold 1/8 of this. And I sold it like here-ish, midday this day. Okay, you know what? I'm pretty satisfied. Aklo is bouncing. Okay. I'm not as triggered as I was in the morning, but I'm still annoyed. Okay, let's look through here. Look at how good app is, man. What the fuck? Carvana, so good. I think what I might try to incorporate more into my trading is like buying these levels, like actually buying these levels. Not going full size, but getting a starter here and a starter here or something. And you can use the low, right? That's what I would like to do. Coherent. Yeah, a lot of these leaders look great. Palantir probably looks good, right? Yeah, it looks fine. Instacart looks good. Yeah, this one. This is a stock you might want to watch. Well, it's Yeah, you know what? Nah, I don't. It's you can watch it. It's not the best trender, but I have a feeling at some point this will get back off OTC. Do you guys know the Luckin Coffee story? Okay, if you don't, it's the Starbucks of China. There's a big runner in 2019 to 2020, right? And it was a pretty hype thing because yeah, Starbucks of China. And then they had fraud, right? They were misreporting their numbers. They got sold off and delisted, but then they had a big turnaround story and changed leadership and all that. And I think like the original guy that went viral for his fraud report on Luckin is now long Luckin Coffee. So yeah, it's kind of choppy though, and OTC uses a lot of margins, so I don't know if I'm gonna actually trade it. I've tried to trade this several times before. I don't think I made much money on it. I think I caught this move, maybe. I bought it like here and got shaken out. So yeah, it's not high priority, I guess. Oh damn. Oh wow. That sucks. I can't trade this because it's too thin, but I was really liking the chart, but I guess this is what happens with these thin names. Oh yeah, I got an alert on Dave yesterday. I wonder if it worked. It did not. Of course it didn't. That's hilarious. This is still not trading. Wow, Baba's so strong. Okay, guys. Oh my God. Huh. Hey, this is flagging, sort of. If any of you bought nail here, you should still be in it. This is not bad. I think REITs clearly want to go higher. Um, am I willing to trade this though? So yeah, someone asked about unit, like maybe it was last stream, but you should just buy Vornado instead if you want to trade, whatever. Or try to find your way into this, maybe. What the fuck? Airlines are trending? Really? Okay, that's it, guys. Good luck.